Hey there, writers, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Emma and I write romance in the UK. Today, I was wanting to chat to you about what is going on with the challenge that I've set myself to write the first draft of a Christmas book in the next couple of months. It's gone a little bit wrong, and yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about what we can do when these things go wrong. So first of all, it hasn't gone majorly wrong. Basically, my challenge was to write 1,000 words a day for the next couple of months, so that by the end of that period of time, I would have a 60,000 word first draft of this Christmas romance. And I spent last month, as well as working on other things, but I did some plotting for this book. I did some work on the characters. But if you have been around here for any length of time, you will know that I always think that I've got everything planned out before I start writing a book, but I rarely do. And we've reached that point. So starting to write the book went okay. I always struggle to start writing a book because it's really hard to make sure that you introduce all the characters properly, you know, that you describe them properly, that you get them across well to the reader in the first couple of chapters and stuff like that. But I was going, but it has been slow. I was chucking out my 1,000 words a day, but it was taking a lot longer than I was hoping. It definitely wasn't coming easily. And then I went away for the night last week for my wedding anniversary. I allowed my husband to come along as well to that because I was feeling generous. Anyway, the plan was we stayed in this beautiful hotel. It's called Peterstone Court, and it's about 5 minutes drive outside of Brecon in mid Wales. If you are ever looking for somewhere to stay there, it is gorgeous. Anyway, so we stayed there, and then the plan the next day was to go on and have like a day of fun before returning home. Oh, Paris, my dog, is here to help as well, so I'm sure that would be brilliant. Anyway, we had a bit of a heat wave here in the UK, which the temperatures that we get up to always seem a bit pathetic to the rest of the world, but it really was very warm and uncomfortable with no air conditioning and stuff. And the aircon is also not working in our car. So we made the executive decision to sit by the pool and have nice drinks at the hotel for a while. Thank you, Paris. Of course, he has to start sniffing around where I am. Lovely. Anyway, rather than going on and having our day out, and then we came home early. So what we decided was, as it was cooler yesterday, we were going to go out for the day. And up until that point, although I had been struggling to write, I had managed to get the 1,000 words a day in, and I got a bit ahead before I went away, so I was still fine. Anyway, so I got up yesterday morning. I walked the dogs. I had a bath, breakfast, load of washing, like all the usual stuff. And my plan was to like at least write kind of 500 words before we went out. But I was faffing around. I was getting distracted. I was chatting to my boys, blah, blah, blah. It didn't happen. We went out. We had a lovely time. We went to Ross on Wye, which is this little market town. And we had a beautiful lunch together. It was really nice. And we had coffees, and we walked down by the river and looked in some interesting shops. And it was wonderful. And we came back. And we'd done grocery shopping as well, unpacked the shopping. And then I was going to do a little bit of writing then, but we decided to cook dinner together, which was really, really nice, listening to some music, cooking some dinner. And we opened up a very nice bottle of red wine. And yeah, so we had our dinner, you know, and then one thing led to the other. as it does. And we ended up cleaning out the extractor fan unit from our stove, because it's like next to the stove top and it like goes up and down, but it wasn't coming down every time because it was like blocked with stuff. So 10 o'clock at night after this lovely day, we found ourselves kind of elbows deep in cooking grease and stuff, and and cleaning that out rather than writing again. And then, you know, I was covered in grease and needed to get cleaned up, and then I had to do my word games and read, and then it was time for bed. So yeah, I'm 1,000 words behind, and I don't really have time, I don't think, to catch up today, because today is Tuesday and Tuesdays are my really busy work day, because I tend to film a video for you guys. Hey, getting that done. Do the thumbnail and edit it and all of that, and I do prep for my writing class, which I teach on Wednesdays as well. Yeah, and just general house stuff, and then I've got the original 1,000 words. So I think I'm not going to worry about it today. I'm going to just try to kind of make it up over the next week or so, maybe doing like an extra 200 words or an extra 100 words each day, and try to do that. Basically, the key is not to panic, because I think sometimes what can happen when we set ourselves goals and we go a little bit off course is we panic and we think, oh no, I'm not doing it right, I've messed up. And there can even be an element of going, oh right, well there you go, you know, I've mucked up and I haven't done it right, and it's like it's all gone wrong. And that attitude feeds into things, and it kind of just makes it worse. And I bet you anything that you're then more likely to allow whatever it is to kind of snowball, and then it really does become a big problem. You know, there will be times when we set ourselves goals and things that they don't go exactly right. We will always have bad days. We will have days when we end up doing something else, where we end up cleaning out the filter to our oven extractor thing, or when we're not well, or just when we don't get around to things. And if we kind of allow ourselves to get really down about that, I think it just makes it worse. I had a wonderful day yesterday. It was really, really good. I am so glad that I did that, and I will remember that day. I won't remember the fact that I had one day that I didn't write the 1,000 words I was hoping to do, and I will catch up. I will make sure that I catch up. I will set aside that time. Honestly, I kind of need a good telling off anyway, because I've been a bit too distracted doing my writing, and that is probably what is adding on to it, just being a little bit harder and generally taking up too much of the day. You know, 1,000 words should not be taking as long as it is taking me. And so yeah, I need a good talking to, and to put it right. So far today, I think I've written about 100 words. I had a few minutes earlier, so I took out my phone, opened up the Google Doc, which is what I use to write my books, and carried on with the scene that I'm doing. And when I finish this, I'm going to go and get back to it, and I will do my 1,000 words. Hopefully I'll do a little bit more. I've got family going out to the cinema later, so it's nice and quiet. So it might be that I get some more. If not, I am not going to worry about that. I'm just going to make sure that I do what I need to do today. And then on days when I've got a little bit more leeway with time, I will make sure that I catch up with those 1,000 words, and it will be fine. It really will be fine. And I am not going to beat myself up over the fact that I didn't do this challenge absolutely perfectly, because that really isn't the point. The point is to have the finished draft, and I will have that finished draft at the end of 2 months, whether or not I missed out a day or two and had to make up those words. Anyway, I can't be spending any more time chatting to you people, because as I said, I've got a lot to do today. But I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you're not already, because we have a lot of fun on this channel, and I will catch you in the next one.